Now that the measurements are taken from the first method, we can move on to the second one. So what we're going to do is really simple. I'm going to take a photo of the ring system, so you can see I've put the camera in place to do that. I'm going to take it in black and white because that usually makes the contrast a little clearer between, like the rings. Then I need to be able to calibrate that photo against the actual the physical size of the ring system. So this is a little important. With a lot of these cameras, they'll kind of autofocus or they'll shift settings to try to capture the best image, and we need to make sure that none of that happens. So I've actually set the camera to manual focus, manual zoom, so I've set all that myself. And I've taken the photo of the ring system, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the optical flat and the lens out, and I'm going to put a ruler in place. So I'm going to sit the ruler on a wood block. Now the wood block's been cut so that it's roughly the height of the lens and the flat, but it won't be quite right. So I have little bits of paper, shims if you will, that I can use to just raise the ruler until I see it focused on the camera screen. So what I'm going to do next is take the ruler, put it in place, and we're going to see if we can get a good image of that. Once you've done that, then you can measure the ruler physically and measure the photo physically, and you'll then have a calibration standard by which you can measure the physical size of the rings. So the first thing is just to ensure that I know which side's centimeters, because I want to make sure that we're able to measure like 1 centimeter on the photo is 15 centimeters in reality, or whatever it happens to be. So I'm just going to cleverly use the ruler to poke this out of the way. So that's good. I'm aware that it's not that clever. And then I'm just putting the ruler in place, and actually, yeah, this has worked quite well. All right. Yes, it's not quite bright enough. So I'm just going to adjust the EV balance of the camera. So I'm going to slightly overexpose the image. That will do. So that's going to give me a nice clear picture of a section of the ruler. And it's not perfect, and it's not going to show all of the ruler, but it's going to give me just enough of the scale that I can measure the ruler and so that I can measure the ruler and calibrate accordingly. So here you can see the ruler. I'll insert a photo of the actual ruler too so that you can see what you're measuring, but you should now be able to take those two images, so the photo of the ring system, the photo of the ruler, and be able to take measurements directly from the photograph using the calibration that you figure out. And that should match up with the first result for the Newton's rings experiment. So we've done both of these in air, and now I'm going to put water in place on the lens, and we're going to repeat the experiment, work out the refractive index of water.